Hello there, dear ones. This is Rick Nichols, and I would like to share with you a little story, if I may. Many of you who know me know that I'm always talking about looking beneath the surface of things, look beyond the obvious, and see what you can discover about the truth that lies within and belays what the outer appearance is, to look beyond the mask, so to speak. And this is a story about just such a thing. Yesterday, I was at Starbucks coffee shop and standing at the pickup window inside the shop there, waiting for my latte to emerge therefrom. And as I waited, I was looking at some pictures on the walls, and there was a number of pictures, but one in particular caught my eye. It was one that appeared to be an abstract drawing of an antique coffee pot of some kind, and that pot might be brewing coffee and steam coming from the spout. But I thought, I wonder what else is there. Now, there was a middle-aged woman standing nearby whose face was wrinkled beyond what appeared to be the years of the rest of her body. And I asked her, I said, what do you think that picture is about? She looked at it for a moment and said, I don't know, coffee pot? I said, yeah, probably, but what if it were a magic lamp? And that in the magic lamp there were a genie? And that the steam coming from the spout was actually a vapor from the genie asking for somebody to release him from the lamp. Now, let's say that you agreed mentally to release the genie from the lamp, and he came forth. And then he looked at you in the eye and he said, I will grant you one wish and one only. What will that wish be? And I said to this woman, what would that wish be? She looked at the picture for quite a while, thinking deeply on it, I think, and then looked at me and looked back at the picture. Now, sensing that she may not want to tell a total stranger here in Starbucks her deepest wish, her fondest wish, I said to her, you don't need to tell me. Just make the wish. That's all you need to do. She looked back at the picture, the genie, thought for a moment, then looked back at me and said, a tear forming in the corner of her eye, to stay sober. And I said, a tear forming in the corner of my eye, how long has it been? She said proudly, 1 year. And I said, then it is done. Wish granted. If you can go a year through that and then stand here in Starbucks and tell a total stranger that story, then you have what it takes to carry on for the rest of your life in pure sobriety. Now, for some reason, it didn't seem appropriate for us to embrace or hug there at Starbucks in that moment, since that wouldn't be permissible. But we stood there before each other, eyes, smile, and heart embracing in a moment of the unity of love. We stood there in a space of love for that moment. Then our coffees came through the window. We parted company, but I can promise you, she and I will carry that moment with us through the rest of our days and beyond this lifetime. My dear friends, there is wonder beneath the surface of everything you see. If you take a moment to look for it and recognize it, you will be rewarded in ways that you cannot even imagine. I love you all. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Namaste.